Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform to become your spiritual server. And welcome, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising, or to anybody who just wants to hang out with the Gemini tribe for your first half of June 2018 report. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's dive into a bit of the astrology and the cards to see what is going to be happening for you for this first half of June. At the time of recording this, it is June 4th. I apologize, it's taken me a little bit longer to get these videos out. A part of that is procrastination and lower energy levels, but I wanted to make sure I at least got all of these videos out really kind of actually by today, so you can expect all these videos to be posted within the next few days. I really wanted this to happen before. There's one particular transit I've been covering, which is this Uranus shifting to the first degree. But anyways, I will get back to my normal schedule, uploading daily content, but I wanted to make sure I got out these 12 videos for the signs because I haven't done that in a while. But once again, like I said, thanks so much for joining me. And I'm going to be covering 4 transits as far as the astrology goes. Then I'm going to be doing the story arc tarot spread for you as well. So, like I said, we do have Uranus actually shifting to the first degree of Taurus. This is for you, your 12th house, the spiritual zone, the hidden zone. And this is pretty major because we have to consider the fact that, you know, Uranus shifted into Taurus on May 15th. So by the time that it shifts, which will actually occur, like I said, I'm filming this on June 4th, so it'll occur today around noonish Eastern time. It'll be the first time it shifts to the first degree mark in around 20 days, so it's actually pretty major. Anytime an outer planet moves a degree, it's actually a huge shift just because they move so slow. So this is going to set up a spark of potential, and for you, like I said, it's the 12th house. So that means that you're probably going to come into some sort of divine download, into some sort of spiritual connection. Today will probably be a really great day to meditate, especially around noontime, Eastern time, or even later on in the evening, just meditating right before you go to bed. You'll probably receive some sort of quantum download. With Uranus being in Taurus and being in your 12th house, you're kind of going to go through what Taurus has been going through while Uranus was in Aries, and your spirituality is really going to be revolutionized and going through this innovative period. It will retrograde, of course, back into Aries, which for you is the 11th house, but that doesn't happen until a little bit later. Nonetheless, this Uranus shifting to the first degree is going to set off this spark and this potential within your hidden zone and your sense of spirituality. We also have Mercury, which has been in your side, and also happy birthday, Gemini. It is your birthday period, so the way I'm filming these is that I did all the fire signs already, I've done all the earth signs, and now I'm doing the air signs. So happy birthday, Gemini. I hope you all are enjoying your birthday period. We have Mercury shifting into Cancer, which for you is the second house of self-worth, self-value, earned income. And when Mercury shifts into Cancer, we're really more focused on communicating our emotions and kind of speaking from the realm of our emotions. For you, this is the second house. So really, your emotions are really going to determine your sense of self-worth and your sense of self-value. So you really definitely want to pay more attention to your emotions. And this is going to occur around the 12th of June. You're really going to want to start to pay more attention to your emotions, because they really are going to let you know how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your confidence levels, your value, your confidence, and where you're heading right now. We also have on the 13th, we have Venus shifting into Leo, which is your third house of communication and the mind. So this is really going to also bring this aspect where you're also going to be communicating from your heart space, and you're also going to be communicating with other people's heart space more. When Venus shifts into Leo, you're really going to almost have like kind of like this direct line into people's hearts, and you're really going to be able to receive what people's hearts are. You're going to receive the communication. So when people kind of come to you and talk to you from the 13th onward, know that they're speaking from their heart. No matter what's coming out, they're speaking from their heart space. It's going to kind of give you like this clues and kind of like this key into how people are thinking, how people are feeling as well. It's going to be a time where you're really going to be tapped and zapped into people's heart space and how they're feeling, their passions. We also have on that same day, on the 13th, your new moon. So every sign gets about two two lunation events. They get their new moon and then they get their full moon. Right now you are going to be getting your new moon, which of course is your first house. This also occurs on the 13th. So the new moon is going to be a time for you to really revamp who you are, revamp your persona, your ego, your behaviors. Anytime you have a new moon, it is when you are revamping who you are. So Gemini, this is going to be a time where you're going to really, and I really feel like you are ready to kind of just take off in this new direction where you are really expressing your truth, because you know, Gemini energy can sometimes be like downplayed, and you know, that probably happens because you have to deal with other air signs like charismatic Libra and the genius Aquarius. But there's something to be said about Gemini energy where it's just like this reflection of truth. So Gemini, you are definitely coming into a period where you're wanting to just express your truth, and I really feel like that's what this new moon in Gemini is about, especially coming off of that full moon in Sagittarius, which we all felt, and of course you felt it because you are on that axis with Sagittarius. And the Gemini Sagittarius axis is actually it's a very magical axis that people don't really talk about. I know a lot of people talk about the Pisces Virgo axis being very magical, but the Gemini Sagittarius axis is also incredibly powerful. So don't really downplay your power, Gemini. Don't really short yourself this month. I think with this new moon in Gemini, Venus shifting into Leo, the Mercury shifting into Cancer, you're really going to be coming into this period where you're going to be receiving these quantum downloads because Uranus is in your 12th house. So you're going to really have this almost this subtle focus on the future and how to innovate and how to bring forth a more conducive reality for everyone, because Uranus being your 12th house is really going to be asking you to like innovate this spot and how to manifest these deeper epiphanies and ideas about the future that you are having, Gemini. So you're really going to be communicating this truth hardcore. The first half of the month, I feel, is really going to fly by. Like I said, we're already at the 4th of June, and I still haven't even published one video. Sorry, I'm just doing a little Gemini rant, just going off subject. But nonetheless, it's going to be a very powerful first half of the month, especially with this Uranus shift, which is occurring today. Everybody is going to feel it. It doesn't really matter who you are. Of course, earth signs and fixed signs are going to feel it the most, but you are going to feel it too. Probably also because Uranus has to do with air, and it's associated with Aquarius, so you definitely will feel this. Let's get into the cards, because your cards are rather interesting as far as what is happening for this first half of the month. So the theme of yours is answering the call, and it says the time is now. I believe that what this call is literally going to be Uranus ringing up. Your phone is going to ring today around noon or so, and it's going to be Uranus. Ring, ring, ring. Pick up the phone. Hello. Hey, this is Uranus. By the way, we got to work on this. We're going to change that. Just be prepared for some earthquakes, some lightning strikes, and just, oh yeah, your karma is really about to shift in a profound way. By the way, just, you know, don't short yourself, dude. Don't short yourself at all. You are Gemini. You are a mage. You are mystical, and you do represent truth. So not everyone is really going to understand you or get you, but it's okay. Thank you so much for answering this call. That's really what's going to happen. You are answering the call. The time is now to really act. That is your theme for this first half of the month. For the exposition of your story, we actually have the 5 of Cups. This speaks to emotionally you going through some type of hardship, and you might have to let go of something. And even the card that comes after this really signals to you having to emotionally let go of something from your past, or you having to emotionally let go of something that's really been holding you back. This also can signal to Mercury shifting to Cancer, your 2nd house. So whatever it is that you're moving away from, it doesn't really do anything for your confidence levels. It doesn't really do anything for your self-worth. It is an aspect that doesn't really make you feel worthy. So it's this self-limiting belief that you are actually moving away from, Gemini. We have the 8 of Cups following this, which further cements this idea of leaving behind an old situation and moving on to new pastures, moving on to a new emotional fulfillment. This is actually having the emotional responsibility, answering this call to actually revamp your life right now and to move into a direction where you do feel more emotionally fulfilled and therefore are able to manifest at a greater capacity, Gemini. We have for your rising card, we have the Six of Wands. So this is incredible because you are kind of feeling this need to kind of, move on from something with the Five of Cups. It might even have you a little bit apathetic, a little worrisome. You're like kind of like sluggish. But then the Eight of Cups, it's like you're leaving, you're going on this grand journey, you're diving in. Well, once you look at this card, she has like this light on her. It's like a lantern, so she's like diving into the depths. Uranus is shifting into, Uranus is shifting to the first degree of Taurus in your 12th house, naturally ruled by Pisces, means that you are diving into these depths. And by diving into these depths, you are going to arrive. You're going to be celebrated. And what the Six of Wands is speaking to is that as the first half of this month continues and you begin to express your truth, more and more people are going to begin to recognize you, Gemini, for what you are saying, for what you are expressing, for what you are doing, how you're behaving. The Six of Wands is really going to give you this great energy that after leaving whatever it is that needs to be left behind, you're really going to start to come more into a greater confidence in yourself to manifest. It's really quite powerful. For the climax of this, we actually have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is really speaking of this deeper intuition and connecting to your higher source, connecting to spirit in a profound way that's going to bring about great epiphanies. And it's interesting here that on this card we actually have the owl. And the owl happens to be a totem animal of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, of course, is your opposite sign. So in many ways, it's kind of one of your totem animals as well. What the owl teaches us is to try and see past deception to gain wisdom. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be able, the climax of this first half of the month is you're going to be able to look past other people's deceptions in order to see the truth behind what is happening. This is why you need to really express your truth. This is even what the Five of Cups is talking about, because maybe emotionally you haven't been feeling like you've been able to connect with other people. You might have been feeling like you almost can see people as zombies kind of walking around, and you're just kind of like, is anyone like, hello, is anyone there? Answering the call is not only you answering the call to Uranus, but people also answering your call, because you're going to be calling out to other people by speaking your truth, and you're going to be wondering if anyone's answering your call. If anyone realizes that now is the time. Now is the time to feel abundant. The only moment we have is right now. I just want you, Gemini, right now to just take a moment while we're talking about the High Priestess and just connect to this moment, because the High Priestess sits between the dark and the light. Therefore, it's that middle path, the yin and yang. So I want you to take time with me, Gemini, and just breathe deeply and acknowledge this present moment for the infinite abundance that is here. Let's take one more deep breath together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this present moment. And it's really quite incredible. I believe that the High Priestess is really going to bring about this deeper intuition about where you are heading in life. For the following action, we actually have the Magician, further cementing this. And this is your card too. This is the card of Gemini. So you are really going to be creating magic and manifesting your truth. You're going to be bringing it more into the physical, because the interesting thing about you, Gemini, is that Taurus being your 12th house is rather magical. This is the reason why the Magician is you. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so it really definitely deals with this physical reality, right? But it's the 12th house, which is naturally ruled by Pisces, which is Neptune energy, which is subtle, it's spiritual. But your spiritual house is a physical house. this is what makes you a magician. It's because you really can actually take that subtle and bring it into physicality. So the following action is that you really are going to come into your magician powers. What's really going to be happening is you're going to create this great epiphany about this unique position that you hold as a Gemini. And the fact that with this shift, you are really going to physically manifest this innovation. You're going to physically manifest this subtlety within your spiritual senses, within the spiritual and etheric realms. You're going to manifest it. This is why Gemini is a mirror, right? Because it's really honestly that 12th house, which is naturally ruled by Pisces. And since it's Taurus, it's earth, it's physicality, it's that which is apparently apparent to us. So this is, I'm channeling to you like really like deep information, like I'm just telling you, Gemini. So there's a reason why the magician appeared at the spot. You're really going to come more into your magician qualities, and you're really going to be casting magic. And people are going to be like, how did you do that? And for you, Gemini, this is second nature, all right? We have the Judgment card as the resolution of all this. So definitely this is going to be a time where, based off of your actions, your behaviors, going through these immense changes with this new moon in Gemini, you are really going to come into this period where you are going to be manifesting this new life. And the Judgment card really is going to be signaling to whatever actions that you take, whatever purposeful actions that you take, you are really going to manifest this new reality. You're going to kind of call up these areas in yourself. I think it's awesome how you have this angelic figure and you have all these spirits being kind of called up. It's almost going to be like these repressed aspects of you during this new moon. You want to call them up almost into your higher self to be reborn, to be replenished, and then you're going to speak your truth from this space. Look who the writer of the card is. It's the Ten of Cups. It's interesting how we have the Five of Cups, and then you have to dive into these depths with the Eight of Cups, which in many ways is Uranus shifting to that first degree of Taurus. And then the writer of the story is the Ten of Cups. So you already are writing the story from the place of emotional fulfillment, of this emotional intelligence. However, for the first half of the month, you have to go through this period where you have to kind of release emotionally baggage that doesn't really work for you anymore. These lessons don't work for you. These self-limiting beliefs do not work anymore. You have to release, dive within, arrive, gain the intuition, realize you are the magician, and then call back into your being all of your power. When you answer the call of Uranus, and of course Mercury shifting to Cancer, you're going to really start to feel your confidence. Venus shifting into Leo, third house, people are going to start talking to you from their heart space. New moon in Gemini, you are revamping yourself so you can become the powerful magi that you are, Gemini. And don't let anyone doubt your power, Gemini, because you really, really are powerful. I gotta say, I recently got a reading from a Gemini, and it unlocked within me so much more than I think I realized. And I think now, about a week later, I'm starting to see the benefits. So kudos to you, Gemini. Keep doing what you're doing and continue to bless this world. That is your reading this week, Gemini. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below to theAquarianAdepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often. Ah!